Today's practice, we are looking at the way that when we're overwhelmed, there's this kind of focus that happens. Everything kind of zooms in and we become really, it gets quite intense, doesn't it, when you're in overwhelm? Whether that's overwhelmed with loads of different thoughts coming and loads of things you've got to do, but it's a sense of everything kind of closing in on you. And so in the practice today, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to sort of practice with that, our body, and actually get in touch with, like, where am I right now, to get us landed in our body. But then we're going to take our awareness and our attention much wider, really lifting our gaze and giving us that perspective that we need to feel less overwhelmed. And that's going to give us that delicious place of having more spaciousness to deal with it when we're back in our day-to-day life. So we'll gently close down our eyes and find our way to stillness, taking any last minute fidgeting or movement that you need to take, and then just allowing yourself to come to stillness. And you might already still be in a fuzzy, dreamy state, or you might already be feeling the tug of the busyness of the day. And whatever your state today, we're just going to pay attention and just notice. Just noticing that we can turn inwards. And we'll begin our practice today by paying attention to the sounds that you can hear. Often in the mornings, I like to use sound because the birds are singing their hearts out, and it's a way of just noticing how things come and go in our attention. So as you pay attention to what you can hear right now, you'll notice that something arises in your attention, and the next moment there might be something else that you're paying attention to. We're not trying to go out looking for the sounds, just let the sounds come to you and just notice. Your mind might start to chatter away about the sounds you can hear, but see if you can just experience the sounds as hearing. Your ears gathering the sounds and bringing it back. And if your mind's already wanting to wander away, you can gently note the word hearing in your mind as you pay attention to the sound. So as you pay attention to a sound, just notice hearing, hearing, hearing. Sometimes that can help us to anchor our attention. And then we'll bring our attention further inside and take it to the very tips of our fingers. So without moving the fingers, just notice how you can narrow your attention and really focus it down to just the very tips of your fingers. You might still notice sounds and sensations in the body and thoughts, but your main focus is the very tips of your fingers. And with your attention on the tips of your fingers, you might notice a gentle buzzing or tingling in the fingers, like a gentle humming. And if you feel that sensation in the fingertips, that's just your nervous system responding to your attention. Your fingers preparing for movement. Feels like a little bit of magic, this conversation that we eavesdrop with our attention. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay too. Just keep your attention on the very tips of your fingers, gently encouraging that connection to your internal experience. There's never a pass or fail in meditation, whether it's to do with the sensations you do or don't feel, or the thoughts that come and go. It's just about observing what's here. Letting go of any need for it to be a certain way, unlike our daily lives that demand us to achieve and do things a certain way. I'm just noticing if there's a relief to not needing it to be a certain way. A softening that you can just allow, with that sense of it doesn't have to be a certain way. With your attention on your fingertips, we'll just notice our attention. Just notice that we have this ability to scan outwards, and then focus. And when we feel overwhelmed, that our ability to control that feels more difficult, everything feels more intense. And so we'll take our attention now and imagine that instead of focusing on the very tips of the fingers, gradually expanding our attention to the whole body. So you can notice your arms and your legs, noticing the chair or the bed underneath you, your feet on the floor or the mattress, or tucked up underneath you, noticing your shoulders, your jaw, forehead, your whole body in your awareness. Maybe the mind bouncing around and just gently bringing it back and noticing the breath. That as you pay attention, your body's just breathing for you. You don't need to make anything happen or do anything. Your body's just breathing and you can just watch. And as you breathe in, your body rises. And as you breathe out, your body falls. Rising, falling. Each in-breath traveling down to the belly and rising up. And each out-breath, belly falling, rising, falling. And seeing if you can now imagine and sense the space just around the outside of you. So you can feel the space inside your body and you can just become aware of the immediate space around you. Maybe noticing the room that you're in. With your eyes closed, you can still sense and feel the room you're in and expand your awareness into it. Noticing how it feels. Almost as if you were casting a net further out from your body and capturing a sense of the space. And then allowing that awareness to spill even further out now, maybe beyond the room that you're in, maybe taking in the whole house or the whole space that you're living. Imagining that you're pushing that net gently outwards. And if it feels tricky to do, you can just imagine that you're doing that. Just imagining that you're spreading this awareness, this ability to know the feeling of the space around you. And then even further out, imagining that you can sense the whole street or road or place that you live. Maybe even imagining that you could rise up and take it all in. And if the mind wanders or wants to struggle, just seeing if you can gently let that go and just hold this practice lightly. We're not trying to make anything mystical happen. We're just imagining that we can expand our awareness, expand the container of what we're aware of. Maybe even expanding further still, taking in the whole town, the whole village where you live. And noticing that you can still feel your fingertips and your breath. You can also become aware of further away. And then gradually bringing that awareness back in now. Coming back to the road that you live in, the street that you live in. Coming back to the house that you're in. And coming back to the room that you're in. And coming back to that space just around your body. And then coming back to the body itself. Your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap. Your breath rising and falling in your body. And gently allowing your chin to drop forwards, really slowly down towards the chest. So letting the head become really heavy as your chin drops forward. Feeling an opening at the back of the neck. Really noticing those spaces between the vertebrae. Breathing into those spaces so the head can drop even further forwards. The head feeling really heavy as you let go and allow the head to drop. Breathing in, feeling the breath traveling all the way down. And then allowing the head to become really light. So slowly allowing the chin to rise back up. The head really light, as if it was filled with air. Noticing as it rises back to sit above the shoulders that maybe it even feels a little bit lighter, a little bit taller. Bringing in that sense of spaciousness that we may have experienced by expanding our awareness, bringing that into the spaces of the body. And we'll take 3 slower, deeper breaths, just to allow ourselves to really absorb whatever experience you've had. So breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm again. And then gently blinking open your eyes, keeping your gaze soft for a moment and just paying attention to the room that you're in. Just noticing what you can see right now. And knowing that you've created a little bit of space for the rest of your day.